Hi, I'm Tristan from NoiseGate. It's hard to beat the sound and workflow of a good analog desk, but it is current year, and the very nature of an analog design means this can feel like a big technological step backwards, so you'll probably end up relying on racks of outboard gear for all but the most basic of mixing jobs. Digital mixers are of course super convenient, with all the extra features blurring the line between what's possible on stage compared to within the studio, but it's easy to end up losing much of what we love about analog mixers. This is where the hybrid mixer concept really shines. The idea is to retain all that analog goodness and add just enough digital functionality to substantially enhance the experience without diluting it. The Korg MW series might be the best implementation of this we've seen. Here are 5 features that really took us by surprise. As far as 16 and 24 channel mixers go, the Korg MW series are pretty compact, so we were surprised to find out just how much they share in common with the classic Triton series of consoles. As well as sharing a lot of sonic DNA, thanks to the involvement of Peter Watts, who helped design the Triton series, they have an 8-bus design, which is something you rarely see on anything other than big analog desks. With 8 buses or groups at your disposal, you can create up to 4 stereo subgroups with dedicated faders and individual analog outs. So you can do basic things like create groups of instruments, like vocals or drums, and control them all with one fader, or via the direct outs, send them anywhere you like, such as 8 channels of a multi-track recorder. These groups are in addition to the 4 dedicated auxiliary channels and effects section, so you don't need to sacrifice any monitor mixes or effects sends to take advantage of them. Speaking of things you normally only see on big consoles, mute groups are a great example of the sometimes subtle side of the MW series' digital capabilities. There's no digital processing, so to speak, going on here, rather just digital control of analog functions. While you don't have the total mix recall of a completely digital desk with motorized faders, you do get the next best thing. And that's the ability to quickly mute and unmute different groups of tracks with just one button press, a concept known as mute groups. Just hold down one of the 4 mute group buttons and press the mute buttons of whichever tracks you want to be part of the mute group. Now whenever you press one of the mute group buttons, all of the associated tracks will immediately be muted or unmuted. Auxiliary sends are most commonly used for on-stage monitor mixes, so musicians only hear what they need to and not exactly what the audience is hearing. You can easily create custom mixes using the channel's Aux Send knobs, then control the overall level of each mix with the Aux Master section, which sends each mix out to stage monitors via the 4 XLR outputs on the back. This is where the MW series gets a little different and kind of brilliant. To the right of the Aux Master section is a pair of musicians' phones knobs, which takes the signal from the Aux 3 and 4 mixes respectively. This signal, however, gets routed to a pair of appropriately labeled 1/4-inch outputs underneath the XLR auxiliary counterparts. The difference here is that you can use the Inject LR knobs to blend in a desirable amount of the main mix, i.e. what the audience is hearing, into the musician's custom monitor mixes. That's amazing! So far we've been talking a lot about Mackie's contribution to the analog side of things, but there is of course a lot to talk about on the digital side, and that's where Korg comes in. Digital processing in the MW series is divided into 3 categories: dynamics, equalizer, and DFX, or digital effects. DFX is where you'll find all the Korg supplied reverbs and delays, as well as chorus, flange, and even an exciter. And they all sound top-notch, from lush hall and plate reverbs to authentic sounding tape delays, and even some great sounding algorithms based off Korg's legendary SDD3000 digital delay. Dynamics covers compressors, limiters, and gates, and can be applied to the main mix, aux 1, or aux 2, either individually or simultaneously, just like the digital graphic EQ and the feedback suppressor. The 9-band graphic EQ can work in either wide mode, which is great for making more dramatic tonal adjustments, or narrow mode, for more surgical operation in which each band is customizable. One of the first things you'll notice is just how easy the MW series is to use. Digital mixes often involve a steep learning curve, but the MW series feel analog through and through. The digital controls on the top right are simple and immediate with very large, easy-to-read text. The overview button shows you everything that's being digitally processed on one screen, and the spectrum analyzer gives you a detailed visual look at everything going on in the mix. Finally, everything from the effects to the mute groups can be saved and recalled as scenes via the global menu. Thanks for watching. Check out our full review on noisegate.com.au and stay tuned for more videos coming soon.